me ask you a question. If you're earning more money, but every paycheck disappears before it creates any new options, what is really happening? The system is training your paycheck to solve yesterday's problems instead of building tomorrow's position. I've watched people increase their income and still feel just as stuck, not because they're lazy, not because they do not care. Their paycheck has never been given a clear assignment. So today I want to show you what to do with every paycheck before it disappears. You're going to give your next paycheck 4 jobs: protection, stability, reduction, and building. And I need you to stay with me because the order matters. If you send every dollar to debt first, you may reduce one balance while keeping your whole financial position weak. The real issue is not just how much money comes in, it is what your paycheck is allowed to do. Now, the real problem: most people use their paycheck in the same order. The money comes in, the bills get paid, the debt payments go out, then life happens. Gas, food, repairs, family needs, business expenses, and whatever is left becomes the wealth building plan. The problem is there is usually nothing left. So the next paycheck starts the same way. It comes in, it goes out, and the cycle repeats. Now let me be very clear. This is not about blaming you or anyone. The system is built to keep your paycheck reacting. Interest charges react to your balance. Late fees react to timing. Banks react to the information they can see, and your daily life reacts to whatever financial pressure is in front of you. That is why you need to give your paycheck a job before the system gives it one. Now, 1 paycheck, 4 jobs. Your paycheck is not just money to spend. It is a tool. It can protect your position. It can create stability. It can reduce financial pressure, and it can help you build future options. So your next paycheck, I want you to use one simple system. This is not 4 different budgets. This is one paycheck plan with 4 jobs. Job number 1 is to protect. Job number 2 is stabilize. Job number 3 is reduce. Job number 4 is build. Now, the amounts will not be the same for everybody. Your income is different. Your bills are different. Your debt is different. Your business may be different. So I'm not going to give you a fake formula and tell you to put exactly 25% everywhere. That is not how real financial positioning works. You start with your real numbers, then you give the money a clear order. Do me a favor real quick. I want you to like this video right now, because right now so many more people need to hear this. Subscribe to this channel and hit that bell, because I want you to hear this, share this, and be alert when everything is coming to pass. Now, let's get to this. Job 1, protect. The first job of your paycheck is protection. Protection means covering the things that must be paid before the next paycheck arrives. Write down your next paycheck amount. Then write down every required bill due before the next paycheck. That may include your housing payment, utilities, insurance, transportation, minimum debt payments, business obligations, and anything else that keeps a small problem from becoming a bigger one. This is important. A dollar assigned to a required bill cannot also be treated as investment money. Do not count the same dollar twice. If your next paycheck is $3,000 and your required bills and minimum payments total $2,100, then $2,100 already has a job. That money is protecting your position. It is not money you can pretend is available for anything else. Now, some people hear this and say, that's not wealth building, but it is. Because wealth cannot grow on top of financial instability. If one missed payment creates more fees, more interest, or more damage to your credit, then protection is part of the wealth process. I'm going to say it again. Protection is a necessary part of the wealth process. Credit is not just about borrowing money. It's about positioning yourself for opportunity. And protection keeps your position from getting weaker. I'm going to say that again. Protection is not the opposite of wealth building. Protection is what keeps you from destroying your progress every time life gets expensive. Job number 2, stabilize. The second job is stability. Stability means keeping enough money available so one surprise does not force you back into debt. Look at what remains after your required bills and minimum payments. Then ask yourself this question: what amount needs to stay available so I can handle the next problem without starting over? I can't tell you the numbers of people who this lack of a question has created tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Maybe your car needs a repair. Maybe a client plays late. Maybe your business has an unexpected cost. Maybe your family needs help. If you have no room at all, every single surprise becomes another balance on a credit card. And trust me, I have seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. Then you pay that balance down, then another surprise happens, and you are back in the same place. That is the revolving door. You are working hard, but the system keeps sending your money back to the same problems. Your stability amount may be small. It may be $25. It may be $50. It may be more. The amount is not the point. The point is that the money has a job. It is there to protect your cash flow. Do not use this money for random spending. Do not move it around without a reason. This is money that helps you stay in control when something unexpected happens. Job 3, reduce. The third job is reduction. Reduction means attacking one financial drag. One. Notice I said one. Not every debt, not every account, not every problem at the same time. Choose one target. It could be a high interest balance. It could be a payment that takes too much of your monthly cash flow. It could be an obligation that is blocking a future opportunity. Write down 3 things: the balance, the required payment, and the extra amount, if any, you will assign from this paycheck. Let us say that you have 5 different debts. If you divide a small extra payment across all 5, you may not see much movement anywhere. But when you choose one target, you create focus. You can see the balance change. You can see the payment disappear sooner, and you can create more room in your monthly cash flow. This is the goal. The goal is not to look busy. The goal is to improve your position. Now, I'm not saying debt reduction does not matter. It matters. But debt reduction without cash flow protection can create another problem. You may pay down the debt today, then you have no cash left. Then life happens, then you borrow again. That is not freedom, my friends. That's a revolving door. So choose one reduction target. Give it a clear amount and know why that target comes first. Job 4, build. The 4th job is building. This is where your paycheck begins to create future options. Choose one wealth building target, only one. That could be a cash reserve. It could be preparing for business funding. It could be a business asset. It could be a long-term investment contribution. It could be a credit positioning action. It could be money set aside for a future opportunity. But do not try to build 5 things at once. One paycheck gets one building assignment. Let me give you an example. Maybe your next paycheck is $3,000. Your required bills and minimum payments are $2,100. You decide that $400 will stay available for stability. You assign $300 to one debt reduction target. That leaves $200 for one building goal. That $200 may not change your whole life this month, but it creates a direction. It tells your money that the future matters too. Now, what if your numbers do not allow a building amount right now? Then do not fake it. Do not invest money that is needed for your basic stability. Do not make an extra debt payment with money needed for your next required bill. Your first wealth move may be stabilization. That is not failure. That is information. You are learning what your current position requires before the next move can work. Now let's talk about what not to do. It's very important. What shouldn't you do with every paycheck? Well, do not send every extra dollar to debt while leaving yourself with no cash, no reserve, and no room to respond. Debt reduction matters, but if the system keeps forcing you to borrow again, you are not creating freedom. You are creating a revolving door. Do not let the system convince you that the biggest payment is always the best payment. The best payment is the one that improves your position without creating a new problem. Get it? And do not wait until the paycheck arrives to decide where the money should go. By then, the system has already started making decisions for you. Listen, so here's what I want you to do. Before your next paycheck arrives, write down this sentence. My next paycheck is, what's the dollar amount? After required bills and minimum payments, I will assign, what's the dollar amount, to stability, the dollar amount to one debt reduction target, and the dollar amount to one wealth building target. That's your first action. Use your real numbers, not the numbers you wish you had, not the numbers someone online says you should have, your real numbers. If you complete that sentence, you've given your paycheck a job and you have created a starting point. Because the truth of the matter is, wealth does not begin when you finally have a perfect paycheck. It begins when the money you have stops moving without direction. Same person, same income, but different positioning. And that makes all the difference. You've probably been told your problem is discipline, budgeting, or simply working harder. Those things may matter, but they may not be the root problem. The deeper issue may be a financial system that you've not been shown how to see yet. So I built a free tool to help you identify which layer is creating the most friction in about 5 minutes. It's called the CBL Financial Positioning Diagnostic. The link is in the description. And listen, there is zero cost, zero pressure, but a boatload of clarity. Now, this video gives you one paycheck rooting move, but your full financial position needs more than one move. Inside the CBL Wealth Blueprint, we look at the order between credit, business, and life. We identify what is creating the most friction. We look at what needs to happen first. Then we connect the pieces so your money, credit, business, and life are not working against each other. Because success does not happen by accident. It happens when you understand the system and position yourself the right way. Listen, do me a favor real quick. Subscribe to this channel if you have not. Hit the like button, because I really want many people to see this video right here. This video makes the difference if people get it. Drop a comment below and let me know which job your next paycheck needs to do first. Protect, stabilize, reduce, or build. Here's what I want you to remember. Your paycheck needs a job before the system gives it one. Be blessed. Enjoy the rest of this week. I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Be blessed.